Welcome to another segment of Team Talk. I'm Mary Thompson in studio with Alfie Townsend, our founder and president. Alfie, let's talk about a recent situation that you had where a new client came in and she was recently widowed, and her husband had been taking care of the finances all of their married life. And so that's a big pendulum shift, and it was a little bit overwhelming to her. Let's talk a little bit about how you guided her through that whole transition.
And not we'll definitely talk about her, but typically when people come in, a couple comes into the office, and it happens every now and then where the spouse will say, he takes care of everything, just talk to him. And I would hear that early on in my career, and I didn't know really how to handle it. But now what I tell them is bluntly, I said, listen, if we were all born the same day, you're going to outlive us by 7 years. I said, you need to understand this, and if you don't understand what I'm saying, talk to me, and I'll repeat it as many times as you need. I'll put it in different forms so you understand it, because you need to understand what's going on. So when she came in, this person came in, she was overwhelmed because her husband did everything, and she didn't know accounts, she didn't know what they had, and they had a substantial amount of money. They even had a big life insurance policy. I helped her get the life insurance policy. As beneficiary, put in her name, put in her account. We had to, the problem that she had was she didn't have any credit. They had money, but she didn't have any credit. So we had to establish credit for her with a credit card because everything was in his name. So it's so important when I look at couples, my job is to make sure that both husband and wife knows everything what's going on, and that's why we have meetings the way we do. And then I'm always asking questions to both of them, and I want to make sure that he knows what's going on, she knows what's going on. In this case, she came to the right people, because when she came over here, we helped her. One of the things, there was some credit card debt that was just in the husband's name. So what we did is we called the company, and we had to send a death certificate, and they erased that debt from her. They said, that debt's paid off. He had a leased car in his name. I told her, let's hand in the car. So she wasn't responsible for the card. For the car, because it was a lease. She wasn't responsible for the credit card. It was in his name. So there was a lot of things that we were able just to wipe out and sort of start over. So it was, we did some good planning. And of course, I had to, put a plan together. She was, stopped getting her Social Security. She started getting his Social Security. The pension, the only thing is he did not have a pension. So we had to create an income plan for her to get an income going to her, a pension, her own pension, and then invest the monies and, for, down the road. And she was concerned about legacy too for her kids. So what we wanted to do was make sure that we had it all set up where whatever's left over, her kids would get money.
There's a lot of moving parts.
It was a whole lot. Just talking about it, I was, it's a lot of moving parts, and you don't want to do it alone. You want to, get professional help.
That's right. Thank you, Alfie.
Oh, you're welcome.
If you'd like to make sure your financial affairs are in order, give us a call.